Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been so long since I've posted a video on here. Last thing that you probably heard was that I had a ball sack hanging out my ass. So I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on that situation and just what's been going on in my life over the past few weeks. And then today I'm planning on going through my 2026 goals with you on here and just sort of planning out the year a little bit. Just for a bit of ease of mind, just for a bit of direction, things to aim for this year. And hopefully we can hit all of our goals and become a better version of myself this year, 2026. You'll all be pleased to know that the hemorrhoid has basically sorted itself out. It really was not a pleasant experience, and I would not wish that upon anyone. It's absolutely awful. I did go to the doctor about it. They ended up just giving me these sachets which helps to loosen your stool, and I've just been applying Anusol, and after about a month it's basically fully gone. So definitely something that I just need to be wary of and just change certain toilet habits. And I know it's a very TMI subject, but it's very common, and I think at least 50% of people will get one in their lifetime. So definitely does need to be spoken about more. But obviously I am quite young to have gotten one, so it's just about making sure that I don't get one again. Fingers crossed. So the reason why I haven't been posting on here in a long time is because I think I was mentioning in some of my previous videos that I just was in a complete and utter rut in university. It was just sort of I was on autopilot, I wasn't fully awake, I wasn't fully there, and I just had a lot of assignment stress coming up. I still have assignments that are due in over the next few days now, but I just feel like I'm in a much better position now in terms of handling the stress and just getting it done. And I'm also at home this week, so I feel like it's really helped me to just sort of reset my mindset. And obviously being at home, it's always better being at home. And I just did not have the motivation to pick up the phone and film myself. And I do go through phases a lot of the time where I'm this is embarrassing, I need to stop filming myself, but then I go through phases of fuck this, I'm just going to do it, it's my life, I'll live it how I want to live it. And that is the mood that we're in right now. So I'm going to talk you through my 2026 goals, but I'm going to try and break it down into monthly goals. I did hear a few people talk about 12-week year, where basically you split your year into quarters. So every 12 weeks you want to hit a certain goal, and then every sort of 12 weeks is your new year, if that makes sense. So I'm going to try and do it along the lines of that by sectioning my year into quarters and setting little goals that I'd like to achieve every single month. And I think that will be very beneficial for me, so that it's not too overwhelming. I'm not oh, I want to get to 12 stone by 2027. I'll be able to set certain goals every single year, every single few months, and then it'll be easier to track as well. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Of course, the first 3 months are going to be January, February and March. I'm going to start by setting general goals for the first 3 months, what I'm going to be focusing solely on, and then specific goals for every single month. First quarter of the year, I want to purely focus on my health and university. So these are the two topics that I'm going to be focusing on the most. Health in basically I want to get back into the gym, I want to be mindful of what I'm eating, and obviously the next 3 months are going to be the last 3 months where I'm going to be in Manchester going into university. So I really just want to focus on, of course, getting my assignments done, and then making sure that I'm actively going into university, asking questions, and making sure that I'm fully prepped for the second semester and all of the essays and dissertations that I'm going to have to be completing. Now, what I'm going to do is now break the 3 months and set myself realistic goals. So end of January, I really want to reach 3,000 followers on TikTok. Kind of been around the 2,800 mark for the past 3 weeks, for the past few weeks. So I would really like to hit 3,000 and just hit that next milestone. My February goal in terms of TikTok followers is to be on 3,200, and then by March I would like to hit 3,500. Now, if I'm being completely honest, this is actually quite a push for me, even though it might not seem like a lot. Just the fact that I haven't been posting a lot recently, this is quite extreme, but gotta aim big. So those are the next 3 goals in terms of my TikTok following, because one of my general New Year's resolutions was to post more consistently on TikTok and YouTube. So I think that would be pretty reasonable. By the end of February, I would like to be 12 stone or less. I think this is, yet again, pretty achievable considering I'm 12 stone 9 at the moment. I put 4 pounds on over Christmas and New Year's. In this time span of 2 weeks, tell me why I put on 4 pounds. I put on 4 pounds in the span of 2 weeks. Just over Christmas and stuff, I just have not been exercising or eating healthy at all. So it's basically 2 months to lose 9 pounds. So I think that's pretty reasonable. And then by the end of March, I would have liked to complete my own version of 75 Soft Challenge. I'm not too sure when I'm going to start this just yet. If I'm being completely honest, I could probably start this at home now. But I just think being in my own environment, in my own space in Manchester, where I can control what is in my fridge and the food that I'm eating. It's just a little summary, as you can tell, just not aesthetically pleasing at all. But the main focus is going to be on my health and university. And then here are just some specific goals that I'd like to achieve. So next is going to be April, May and June. The main goals over April, May and June are going to be money and university. So what I mean by this is just picking up overtime shifts, saving money, and just basically stocking up as much money as I possibly can. And obviously university is going to be another main topic, because April and May are when I'm going to be focusing and submitting my main assignments and my dissertation. So obviously university is still going to be in the background. Another goal for me by the end of May is to know what my plan is for the following September. I haven't really got any specific goals for April and May, just because I know it's going to be very action-packed in terms of assignments. But at the end of May, I would like to know what my career plan is in September, whether I'm going to be staying at Enterprise or whether I have found a job elsewhere. And yeah, I need to know the sort of guaranteed plan. And then my goal for June is to travel somewhere new. I'm going to Tenerife between the 29th of May and the 5th of June. So I'm going to be going there with my family, which will be really, really nice. But I really want to just try somewhere new. I'm currently thinking Australia or Vietnam. Could be both, but the sort of timing of my this period of the year is quite difficult to do Australia, I think. So I really want to try somewhere new, potentially even solo travel. But yet again, I have not sort of thought about that yet. This is a summary of April, May and June, money and university. And then these are the following goals. I've basically just decided to do 100 goals with the followers, just because I know that I've got a lot going on in this period of time. So now moving on to the third quarter of the year, which is July, August and September. Now, my main goal over these 3 months is to travel. Obviously in July I will have my graduation, so my target or my July goal is to graduate with a 2-1 or above. Obviously I'd be over the moon with a first, but I think 2-1 is yet again just setting realistic goals for myself. I have worked really hard this year and I have been paying a lot more attention than previous years, so I do think I'm capable of getting a first. But yet again, I'm just setting achievable goals. So my goal is to graduate with a 2-1 or above. And yet again, for July, I've set my following goal to be 3,900 followers on TikTok. So August, I literally will be taking June, July and August, I'll be taking completely off of work. So that's why I really want to build up my money over the previous months. But August, I also have got my goal to travel somewhere new. So the whole of August, I ideally do not want to be in this country. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. I might even do Fuerteventura in June and get my scuba diving license in June, and then August go somewhere like Vietnam and use my scuba diving thing there. That actually might be a really good idea. I might do that actually. Yeah, I've just decided I'm going to change my goals. I've just literally last minute decided to change my June 2026 goal. So obviously I want to travel somewhere. My nan is still living in Fuerteventura. one of the main things that I always spoke to my granddad about was doing a scuba diving, or like getting a scuba diving qualification at some point in Fuerteventura. So me and my nan have obviously still planned to go through with that. It's just yet again finding the time this year, and I think June will be the perfect time to do it. And then I can still spend like 2 or 3 weeks out there in the sun if I want to with my nan. I don't have to pay for accommodation, which is a plus. And I think that will be quite a good idea for me to spend some time traveling over there in June, and then getting my scuba diving license, and then using the scuba diving license for traveling in August. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. August goals is to travel somewhere new. So this will be somewhere like Vietnam or Australia or something like that for probably like 4 weeks straight. I might even do it at like the end of July going into August. So like I'm traveling for like a solid 4 to 5 weeks. My September goal is obviously starting full-time work. I yet again don't know where that will be, but I want to make sure that whatever firm I decide to work for, I'm happy with it. I enjoy the line of work that I'm in, and the company's values align with my own, because that is something that I'm really passionate about. Like recently is I want to find somewhere that has the same values as I do with work. I'd like to be on 4,100 followers, and I'm aiming big, and I really am aiming for a starting salary between 35 and 40k. I think it's achievable. Like at Enterprise, it's 33 or 32,000 starting salary, and that's not bad. But I really do think that I am worth more, and considering I could work at Enterprise for £32,000, I would like to find somewhere that gives me more money. So these are the next 3 months, mainly focusing on travel for July and August, and then yeah, cool. Now it's time to do the final quarter of the year, October, November and December. I've dedicated this quarter for pure work and hustle. My October goals is to just settle into the new workplace that I'm in. Obviously September and October will be a bit of both of this, but yeah, I think it's quite vital to give myself a bit of time to settle in, and I'd like to be on 4,200 followers at this point. My November goal is to start putting more money into my money box. For those that don't have a money box, it's basically a lifetime ISA for when you get a new house or a first house or a mortgage or whatever. And when you put £4,000 a year into, like, you can put a maximum of £4,000 a year into it per year, and the government will match 25%, so they give you £1,000. Obviously I don't know when I'm going to move out. I'd like to have moved out by 25, so this is just sort of building up for that. My December goal is to obviously celebrate turning 23 years old. I'd like to reach 4,500 followers at this point on TikTok. The last sort of quarter of the year is just going to be focusing on like showing up to work, hustling, getting my money in, saving it up, budgeting, stuff like that. So these are just small little goals that I don't have to complete, but what I would like to complete. These are the last quarter of the goals. So you can see, literally probably the most unaesthetic vision board or goal board that you've seen ever. I think what I'm going to do is, I didn't want to do a vision board for the whole year, but I think it might be useful for me to do a vision board for the first quarter of the year, so January, February and March, and just put in a few photos and a bit of motivation on what I want to accomplish for the first quarter of the year. And then I can do like a little vision board every 3 months, which I think will be quite fun and motivating. So that's what I'm going to work on now, and then I'll show you guys the final result. Okay guys, so this is the finished vision board. As you can see, I've got January, February and March in there as well. And this was very slapdash, I'm not gonna lie. I just got everything that I wanted to: the healthy eating, the studying, the gym, the 3.5 followers, and yeah, just a few like quotes in there to motivate me as well. So I'm gonna put this as my laptop cover. I might even do it as my phone cover as well, I'm not too sure just yet, or I might print it off, but just as a little reminder of my goals. And I think it looks fairly okay, considering it literally took me probably like under half an hour or around half an hour. So this is the finished vision board, and look at that, it is now the cover of my laptop screen. I'm not gonna lie, I love it like this. Guys, the time is now 11:30, so I'm gonna head to bed, but I'm really proud that I managed to get that done today, because it was something I was putting off for some reason, and I was really overcomplicating it. But I'm really glad that I've been able to set goals for the upcoming months and just being able to break it down so it's not too overwhelming. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this gives you guys the motivation to do your 2026 goals if you haven't done already. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. Maybe do a little one of these every 3 months to go through with each other what exactly I have achieved and focus on what's going well, what's not going well, and then we can sort of adjust the year according to that, which I think is another reason why doing it quarterly rather than a whole year is much better. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, those that did. Bye.